Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaur Hari Bo.
Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Jai Gaura Hari Bo.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada.
Nitai Gaura Premanande. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki,
Jai
Shri Harinam Mantra Ki,
Jai
Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki,
Jai
Gaura Premanande.
Hari Hari Bo.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo.
Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Jai Gaura Hari Bo.
See on the screen, it keeps asking me if I want to join the audio. And Lord Chaitanya, he keeps asking everyone if they want to join the audio from the spiritual world. Golokera Premadhan Harinam Sankirtan. That's our sign. Join the audio from the spiritual world. It's a much better quality. And all people have to do is sign up for it, click on the button, and they can enter into that world. So now we'll start with Mangal Charan 1. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurinmiditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Dena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadah Mayam Darati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Yutaparakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Sadvatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindopya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're continuing with our reading of the Sri Caitanya-Caritāmṛta. And there will be a portal open for those of you who want to put in questions, reflections, or power statements. And you can also enter the verse number of whatever you're quoting from. That link will be available in the chat box. And also on Facebook? Yes? Okay, yes. Yateshta bihari Krishna kari antardhana kari mani kari anuman. Lord Krishna enjoys his transcendental pastimes as long as he wishes, and then he disappears. After disappearing, however, he thinks. Chiro kala nahi kari prema bhakti dan, bhakti vina jagatera nahi avastan. For a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed devotion, unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. Without such loving attachment, the existence of the material world is useless. Purport: the Lord seldom awards pure transcendental love, but without such pure love of God, freed from fruit of activities and empiric speculation, one cannot attain perfection in life. Sakala jagate more kari vidhi bhakti. Vidhi bhakti vrajbhav paite nahi shakti. Everywhere in the world people worship me according to scriptural injunctions, but simply by following such regulative principles, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees in Vrajabhumi. Aishvarya jnanete shab jagat mishrita. Aishvaryo shitala preme nahi mora prita. Knowing my opulences, the whole world looks upon me with awe and veneration, but devotion made feeble by such reverence does not attract me. Purport: after his appearance, Lord Krishna thought that he had not distributed the transcendental personal dealings with his devotees in Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. One may understand the science of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the Vedic literatures and thus become a devotee of the Lord and worship him with the regulative principles described in the scriptures, but one will not know in this way how Krishna is served by the residents of Vrajabhumi. One cannot understand the dealings of the Lord in Vrindavan simply by executing the ritualistic regulative principles mentioned in the scriptures. By following scriptural injunctions, one may enhance his appreciation for the glories of the Lord, but there is no chance for one to enter into personal dealings with him. Giving too much attention to understanding the exalted glories of the Lord reduces the chance of one's entering into personal loving affairs with the Lord. To teach the principles of such loving dealings, the Lord decided to appear as Lord Chaitanya. Aishvarya Gyani Vidhi Bhajan Kariya Vaikuntake Jaya Chaturvidha Mukhi Phaya. By performing such regulated devotional service in awe and veneration, one may go to Vaikuntha and attain the four kinds of liberation. Sharshti Sarupya Aro Samipya Saloko Sayuja Na Loy Bhakta Jate Brahma Aikya. These liberations are sharshti, achieving opulences equal to those of the Lord, sarupya, having a form the same as the Lord's, samipya, living as a personal associate of the Lord, and salokya, living on a Vaikuntha planet. Devotees never accept sayuja, since that is oneness with Brahman. Purport. Those engaged in devotional service according to the ritualistic principles mentioned in the scriptures attain these different kinds of liberation. But although such devotees can attain sharshti, sarupya, samipya, and salokya, they are not concerned with these liberations, for such devotees are satisfied only in rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. The fifth kind of liberation, sayuja, is never accepted even by devotees who perform only ritualistic worship. To attain sayuja, or merging into the Brahman effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the aspiration of the impersonalists. A devotee never cares for sayuja liberation. Juga dharma pravartaimu nam sankirtan chari bhava bhakti dhiya nachamu bhuvan. I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age, nam sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the world dance in ecstasy, realizing the four mellows of loving devotional service. Apani karimu bhakta bhava angikare, apani achari bhakti shikaimu shabhare. I shall accept the role of a devotee, and I shall teach devotional service by practicing it myself. Purport. When one associates with a pure devotee, he becomes so elevated that he does not aspire even for sharshti, sarupya, samipya, and salokya, because he feels that such liberation is a kind of sense gratification. Pure devotees do not ask anything from the Lord for their personal benefit. Even if offered personal benefits, pure devotees do not accept them, because their only desire is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by transcendental loving service. No one but the Lord himself can teach this highest form of devotional service. Therefore, when the Lord took the place of the incarnation of Kali Yuga to spread the glories of chanting Hare Krishna, the system of worship recommended in this age, he also distributed the processes of devotional service performed on the platform of transcendental spontaneous love. To teach the highest principles of spiritual life, the Lord himself appeared as a devotee in the form of Lord Chaitanya. Apane na kaile dharma shikaya na jaya, eta siddhanta gita bhagavate gaya. Unless one practices devotional service himself, he cannot teach it to others. This conclusion is indeed confirmed throughout the Gita and Bhagavatam. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of your religion at that time, I descend myself. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam dharma samstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to reestablish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Purport. Texts 22 and 23 were spoken by Lord Krsna in the Bhagavad Gita 4.7 through 8, texts 24 and 25, which follows are also to be found in the Bhagavad Gita 3.24 and 21. Utsidayor ime loka na kuryam karmachedaham sankarasya chakartasyam upahanyam ima praja. If I did not show the proper principles of religion, all these worlds would fall into ruin. I would be the cause of unwanted population and would spoil all these living beings. Yadyad acharati shreshtas tad evi taro jana. Sayat pramanam kurute lokas tad anuvartate. Whatever actions a great man performs, common people follow, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Juga dharma pravartana hoy angsho haite ama vina ane nare vraja prema dite. My plenary portions can establish the principles of religion for each age. No one but me, however, can bestow the kind of loving service performed by the residents of Braja. Santvantara bhava pankajanabhasya sarvato bhadra krishnad anya kovha latasvapi premado bhavati. There may be many all-auspicious incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but who other than Lord Krishna can bestow love of God upon the surrendered souls? This quotation from the writings of Bilvamangal Thakur is found in Laghu Bhagavatamrita 1.537. Tahate apana bhakta gana kari shange Pritevite avatari karimu nana range. Therefore, in the company of my devotees, I shall appear on earth and perform various colorful pastimes. Eta bhavi kale kale pratama sandhyaya avatirna hoila Krishna apani nadi yaya. Thinking thus, the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna himself descended at Nadia early in the age of Kali. Purport. The Pratama Sandhya is the beginning of the age. According to astronomical calculation, the age is divided into 12 parts. The first of these 12 divisions is known as the Pratama Sandhya. The Pratama Sandhya and Shesha Sandhya, the last division of the preceding age, form the junction of the two ages. According to the Surya Siddhanta, the Pratama Sandhya of Kali Yuga lasts 36,000 solar years. Lord Chaitanya appeared in the Pratama Sandhya after 4,586 solar years of Kali Yuga had passed. Chaitanya Singhera Navadipa Avatar Singha Griva Singha Virya Singhera Hunkar. Thus the lion-like Lord Chaitanya has appeared in Navadvip. He has the shoulders of a lion, the powers of a lion, and the loud voice of a lion. She Singha Vasuk Jivera Hridoy Kandare Kalmasha Dvirada Nashe Jahara Hunkare. May that lion be seated in the core of the heart of every living being. Thus, with his resounding roar, may he drive away everyone's elephantine vices. Pratama Līlāya Tar Vishvam Bharanam Bhakti Rashi Bharila Dharila Bhuta Gram. In his early pastimes, he is known as Vishvambar because he floods the world with the nectar of devotion and thus saves the living beings. Dhubre dhatura arta poshana dharana pushila dharila prema diya tri bhuvana. The verbal root to bring, which is the root of the word Vishvambar, indicates nourishing and maintaining. He, Lord Chaitanya, nourishes and maintains the three worlds by distributing love of God. Shesha Līlāya Dhare Nam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Janaye Shab Bishva Koila Dhanya. In his later pastimes, he is known as Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He blesses the whole world by teaching about the name and fame of Lord Sri Krishna. Purport. Lord Chaitanya remained a householder only until his 24th year had passed. Then he entered the renounced order and remained manifest in this material world until his 48th year. Therefore, his Shesha-līlā, or the final portion of his activities, lasted 24 years. Some so-called Vaishnavas say that the renounced order of life was not accepted in the Vaishnava Sampradaya, or disciplic succession, until Lord Chaitanya. This is not a very intelligent proposition. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyas order from Sripad Keshava Bharati, who belonged to the Shankara sect, which approves of only 10 names for sannyasis. Long before the advent of Sripad Shankaracharya, however, the sannyas order existed in the Vaishnava line of Vishnu Swami. In the Vishnu Swami Vaishnava Sampradaya, there are 10 different kinds of sannyas names and 108 different names for sannyasis who accept the Tridanda, the triple staff of sannyas. This is approved by the Vedic rules. Therefore, Vaishnava sannyas was existent even before the appearance of Shankaracharya. Although those who know nothing about Vaishnava sannyas unnecessarily declare that there is no sannyas in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. During the time of Lord Chaitanya, the influence of Shankaracharya in society was very strong. People thought that one could accept sannyas only in the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya. Lord Chaitanya could have performed his missionary activities as a householder, but he found householder life an obstruction to his mission. Therefore, he decided to accept the renounced order, sannyas. Since his acceptance of sannyas was also designed to attract public attention, Lord Chaitanya, not wishing to disturb the social convention, took the renounced order of life from a sannyasi in the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya, although sannyas was also sanctioned in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. In the Shankara Sampradaya, there are 10 different names awarded to sannyasis. 1. Tirtha, 2. Ashrama, 3. Bana, 4. Aranya, 5. Giri, 5. Parvat, 7. Sagara, 8. Saraswati, 9. Bharati, and 10. Puri. Before one enters sannyas, he has one of the various names for a brahmachari, the assistant to a sannyasi. Sannyasis with the titles Tirtha and Ashrama generally stay at Dwaraka, and their brahmachari name is Swarup. Those known by the names of Bana and Aranya stay at Purushottam or Jagannath Puri, and their brahmachari name is Prakasha. Those with the names of Giri, Parvat, and Sagara generally stay at Badarikashram, and their brahmachari name is Ananda. Those with the titles Saraswati, Bharati, and Puri usually live at Sringeri in South India, and their brahmachari name is Chaitanya. Sripad Shankaracharya established 4 monasteries in India, in the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, and he entrusted them to 4 sannyasis who are his disciples. Now there are hundreds of branch monasteries under these 4 principal monasteries, and although there is an official symmetry among them, there are many differences in their dealings. The 4 different sects of these monasteries are known as Anandadvara, Bhogavara, Kitavara, and Bhumivara, and in course of time they have developed different ideas and different slogans. How typical of living entities to develop different ideas and different slogans. According to the regulation of disciplic succession, one who wishes to enter the renounced order of Shankara sect must first be trained as a brahmachari and a bona fide sannyasi. The brahmachari's name is ascertained according to the group to which the sannyasi belongs. Lord Chaitanya accepted sannyas from Keshava Bharati. When he first approached Keshava Bharati, he was accepted as a brahmachari with the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya Brahmachari. After he took sannyas, he preferred to keep the name Krishna Chaitanya. The great authorities in the disciplic succession had not offered to explain why Lord Chaitanya refused to take the name Parvati after he took sannyas from a Bharati, until Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj volunteered the explanation that because a sannyasi in the Shankara Sampradaya thinks that he has become the supreme, Lord Chaitanya wanted to avoid such a misconception. Kept the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya, placing himself as an eternal servitor. A brahmachari is supposed to serve the spiritual master. Therefore, he did not negate that relationship of servitude to his spiritual master. Accepting such a position is favorable for the relationship between the disciple and the spiritual master. The authentic biographies also mention that Lord Chaitanya accepted the danda, rod, and begging pot symbolic of the sannyas order at the time he took sannyas. Okay, here's a couple questions. Anirudhan Nitai Chand, what a nice name. How to attain Braj Bhav to serve Lord Krishna personally like the residents of Vrindavan when currently I'm performing Vaidhi Bhakti under the instructions of bona fide gurus? Is it a gradual process if I serve Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement under ISKCON and Prabhupada? Or I would have to put some extra endeavor to attain Braj Prem? Actually, the process that the devotees follow in ISKCON as an example, this is there is regulation that appears to be Vaidhi. But these, if you look at the kind of regulation that it is, it follows in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And it also is in accord with the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, who is obviously teaching this process of Raga Nuga Bhakti. So how is it that one comes to this stage? Well, the fact is that those who are following in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatan, especially, were known as Rupa Nugas. They very strictly followed rules and regulations. Even when one attains the stage of Rag Bhakti, spontaneous attraction, as we'll hear later on in the Sri Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, maintains a very strict external practice. There are 2 forms of cultivation of bhakti: Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmanyanavrtam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktirutama. So in this verse, famous verse, which is at the very beginning of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami says that the practice must be freed from speculative knowledge, fruit of results, fruit of desires, karma yoga, jnana yoga, and so forth. And that should be pure. And he also says should be favorable. Anukulyena krishnanu shilanam. So the verb is shil, which means to cultivate. There's something to be done. That's why Prabhupada didn't just say devotion. He said devotional service. So what is that service? The kinds of service that the devotees do, for instance, is worshipping Tulsi Devi, worshipping the deities, fasting on Ekadashi, chanting Hare Krishna, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, are all actually meant to stimulate pure love, pure spontaneous love for Krishna. In the beginning stages, one may not have spontaneous love for Krishna. Nonetheless, one is following the same process that those who do have it are following. In other words, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami chanted Hare Krishna, they heard Srimad Bhagavatam, they worshipped Tulsi Devi, they worshipped the deities, and so forth. So it is the path of Raganuga. It is simply called Raganuga Bhakti, Ajata Ruchi. Before one actually has taste, you're still following the Raganuga path, but you don't have taste yet. That comes later as one continues to practice. Prabhupada gives very simple explanations of this that can be easily understood by anyone. He says, for instance, that when you learn to type, in the beginning you have to follow the typing book. And you have to be very careful where you put your fingers, because you don't know yet. So one finger goes here, one finger goes there, very slowly and methodically, kind of Vaidhi-esque. One places one's fingers on the keyboard following the book. And then gradually, as one becomes accustomed to it, one picks up speed and knows just where to go, automatically. So, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunoi Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karu Udoy. That sense we have of loving Krishna is spontaneous, and it will arise as we continue to practice in association with all of the stimuli that will awaken love for Krishna. For instance, coming to see the deity in the temple is a stimulus for pure love for Krishna. Worshipping Tulsi Devi, even as we pray to her, we're saying, please, let me have spontaneous love. As in the groves of Vrindavan, we're not asking to go to Vaikuntha, and nor do our surroundings suggest that we're going to Vaikuntha. Nonetheless, in the beginning, it's required that devotees hear about the grandeur of the Lord, so that they don't mistakenly take for granted Krishna's pastimes in the spiritual world. Now that's the first part of it. The second part is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna combined. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Hladini Shaktirasmat Ekatmana Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bedam Gatau Tau Chaitanyakyam Prakadamaruna Tattvayam Chaikyam Aptam Radha Bhava Duti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Surupam. So Krishna and Radharani have eternally divided themselves in order that they can enjoy transcendental pastimes together. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descends, he is Radha and Krishna combined. They've combined again in the form of Lord Chaitanya. This is a huge boon. And that's what's being mentioned in this chapter. As we heard, Anarpata charim chirat karuna yavatirna kalau samarpayitumuna tojwal rasam sabhakti shriyam hari purata sundara duti kadamba sandipita sadarade akandare spuratuva sachinandana. The Lord's thinking, for a long time, I have not bestowed this kind of spontaneous loving service to the people of the world. So let me now descend. Avatirana kalau, in the Kali Yuga, I'm going to descend. What for? To give the Ujjvala rasa, the highest form of worshipping. Not Vaikuntha rasa, but the rasa that you find in Vrajadham exclusively. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes the Ishtadev, the object of worship for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And by worshipping Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yata yata Gauda Padara Vinde, one naturally develops spontaneous love for Radha and Krishna Vrindavan. This is the great mystery of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. In fact, we'll find out that there is no way to approach Radha and Krishna in the age of Kali Yuga and attain this exalted state of spontaneous love of God, this Raganuga Bhakti. However, simply by worshiping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Dasya Ras, with a sense of service, doing the same kinds of service that Rupa and Sanatan did in Vrindavan externally. Internally, they're eternal associates of the Lord and attending to their service as manjaris in Vrindavan. But externally, they're showing the path. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur confirms this. We're to follow the same external manifestation of devotion that Rupa and Sanatan performed in Vrindavan. And as we do, in the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we're performing the kind of service that will elevate us to the spontaneous path of devotional service. This is also confirmed in the Navadvip Mahatmya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that by serving the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then one naturally comes to reside in Vrindavan. And Narottam Das Thakur, Gaurang Gera Jyoti Pada, he says in that bhajan that if you dive into the ocean of the pastimes of the Sankirtan movement, that means sleeping on a big stack of books like Gopal Chantu Prabhu does every night. They have no place to sleep because they only have books. Their van is made of books. Their house is made of books. So you can only sleep in the books and then go out all day swimming in book distribution, going out to do Harinam. This is the Sankirtan movement. One who dives into that ocean then comes out later on the shore of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes the gateway to this Ragmarg in the Kali Yuga. That's the meaning of the verse. Anarpita charim chirat karana yavatirna kalau samarpayitum. He came to distribute this. Samarpayitum unato jvalarasam sabhakti shriyam. So the Srila Prabhupada followed the method in disciplic succession given to him by his guru, and that Guru Gana goes all the way back to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, the six Goswamis. So you don't have to switch into another sampradaya. You're in the right sampradaya if you want Braj Prema. Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay, question from Ankit Dash. For a devotional service to be pure devotional service, what are the necessary components? We know it should be Anyabhilashita Shunyam, only to please Krishna, but if you can elaborate more, thank you very much. Pure devotional service is best performed under the guidance of pure devotees. If one becomes a servant of the servant of the servant, then Krishna considers such a person to be very intimate with him. And those who try to serve independently, Krishna does not recognize. He says so in the Adi Purana, that one who is a devotee of my devotee is an actual devotee, but those who say they're my devotees are not devotees. So become the dog of a Vaishnav. Then you become quickly established in devotional service. Krishna also says that one who distributes this knowledge to others becomes extremely dear to me. How was everybody tonight? On a scale of 1 to 10. 10! If we have a couple 10s there in Denver. Okay, good. Are we okay so far? This is an important part of the Caitanya-Caritāmṛta. Should I keep going on questions, or you want me to go back to the reading? What would you like me to do? Bhakta Rohit, what is your opinion?
The readings, maybe.
What?
We can go ahead with the readings, maybe.
Okay, let's go back to the reading. Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Yat Padashraya Viryata. We're going to speed read now. I hope you're getting all this. Okay, give it all back. Tar Yugavatar Jani Garga Mahashaya Krishnara Nam Karana Kari Jaiche Nirnai. Knowing him, Lord Chaitanya, to be the incarnation for Kali Yuga, Garga Muni, during the naming ceremony of Krishna, predicted his appearance. Asan Varnas Trayo Yasya Granato Nu Yugam Tunu Shuklo Raktas Tata Apita Idanim Krishnatam Gata. This boy, Krishna, has 3 other colors, white, red, and yellow. As he appears in different ages, now he has appeared in a transcendental blackish color. Purport. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.8.13. Shukla rakto pita barno 18 duty satya treta kali kale dharena shripati. White, red, and yellow. These are the three bodily lusters that the Lord, the husband of Goddess of Fortune, assumes, if you're from England, in the ages of Satya, Treta, and Kali, respectively. Idanim dvapare tiho khaila Krsna barno e shab shastra gama puranera marmu. Now in the Dwapara Yuga, the Lord has descended in a blackish hue. This is the essence of the statements in the Puranas and the other Vedic literatures with reference to the context. Dwapare Bhagavan Shyam Pita Vasa Nijayuda Srivatsa Dibir Ankaishcha Lakshaner Upalakshita. In the Dwapara Yuga, the personality of Godhead appears in a blackish hue. He is dressed in yellow. He holds his own weapons, and he is decorated with the Kaustuba jewel and marks of Srivatsa. This is how his symptoms are described. Purport. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.27, spoken by Saint Karabhajana, one of the 9 royal mystics who explained to King Nimi the different features of the Lord in different ages. 40. Kali Juge Juga Dharm Namera Prachar Tati Lagi Pita Varna Caitanya-Avatar. The religious practice for the age of Kali is to broadcast the glories of the holy name. Only for this purpose has the Lord in a yellow color descended as Lord Chaitanya. Kali Juge. Let's look at the word for word. In the age of Kali, Yuga Dharma, the religious practice for the age, Namera, of the holy name, Prachar, propagation, Tati, this, Lagi, for, Pita Varna, having yellow color, Caitanya-Avatar, the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya. Purport. In this age of Kali, the practical system of religion for everyone is the chanting of the name of Godhead. This was introduced in this age by Lord Chaitanya. Bhakti Yoga actually begins with the chanting of the holy name as confirmed by Madhvacharya in his commentary on the Mundaka Upanishad. He quotes this verse from the Narayana Samhita. Dwapara Janera Vishnu Pancharai Trais tu Kevalai Kalo tu Nama Matrena Pujate Bhagavan Hari. In the Dwapara Yuga, people should worship Lord Vishnu only by the regulative principles of the Narada Pancharatra and other such authorized books. In the age of Kali, however, people should simply chant the holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Hare Krishna mantra is specifically mentioned in many Upanishads, such as the Kali Santarana Upanishad, where it is said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti sodashikam namnam Kali kalmashanashanam. Nata paratayopaya sarvavedeshu drishyate. After searching through all the Vedic literature, one cannot find a method of religion more sublime for this age than the chanting of Hare Krishna. Isn't that nice? Okay, let's look a few more questions, because we're chewing up the clock quite fast here. Okay, the next one is from Aprame. In verse 34's purport, Srila Prabhupada states that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became a brahmachari just before sannyas. Is this a special class of brahmachari as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was married before taking sannyas? No, there's no mention of a special class of brahmachari. So I don't know why that is mentioned in that sequence, that he became brahmachari before that. Adira Prashanta, except for, he was a brahmachari earlier to some degree, but anyway, we could look into any details there later. Question, Dira Prashanta, from today's reading CC Adi 3 through 16, 3.16, giving too much attention to understanding the exalted glories of the Lord reduces the chance of one's entering in the personal loving affairs of the Lord. What are exalted glories? How much attention is enough? We also know from Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam, just by knowing the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities. Yeah, you forgot to say, in truth, one attains my eternal abode. The activities mentioned in this verse does not include the exalted glories of Lord Krishna or not. The right combination you'll find in Srila Prabhupada's books. For instance, in the Krishna book, you'll notice that as he's speaking about the intimate pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan, he's also giving commentary to adjust to the audience and the listeners. And you'll also notice this happen in the Srimad Bhagavatam itself. For instance, as Parikshit Maharaj is asking questions, Shukadeva is explaining about the rasa dance, and he notices that there are people in the audience who are not going to understand this. They're going to think Krishna is an ordinary person. This is right there in the text. So therefore, Parikshit Maharaj wants to know, isn't this immoral? That Krishna is dancing with other people's wives. And then Shukadeva Goswami goes into a more elaborate explanation of the tattva to explain, as he does, that if a child makes shadow puppets, you do on the wall, you make a dragon, and then you play with the shadows. He's playing with his own energy. So Krishna similarly is playing with his own energies. How can you say they're all his? And therefore, this idea that Krishna is like me is indelible practically in the conditioned souls. So there has to be some context of the grandeur of Krishna before one can understand the glory of the intimacy Krishna has when he comes to this position of being someone's child or being a lover of another and so forth. So the perfect synthesis of this explanation is given in Krishna book. You can see that as an example. Then we have Bhakta Rohit, Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya in verse 30 and 31 is being compared with a lion. The word Sanghara Hunkar was something that immediately struck with me, just as, sorry if I edit it as I go, just like the lion with his powerful roar proclaims its dominion and an intimidating presence in the forest above all other animal species, Lord Chaitanya proclaimed through his strong yet sweet Sankirtan movement the domination of pure devotional service and love for Krishna above all other inferior spiritual processes. Did you write that? Or was that from the text? You wrote it? We had no idea you had such talents. That's quite nice. We may have to call on you to write some stuff. Okay, Dhanavari says, what is the difference between Sayuja and Samipya Mukti? Also, Sharshti Mukti is mentioned in Bhagavatam. Would you please explain this? Sayuja means that one enters into the Brahmajyoti and becomes merged. We don't actually merge, but those who try that do the best they can. And the Samipya means that one is attains a position Salokya, Samipya, Sharshti. Somebody look up Samipya, please. The word. So there's Salokya, which means that one is on the same planet as the Lord. So that liberation would mean that one goes to the planet where the Lord is performing his pastimes. And Madhava, do you have it? Oh, yeah, to be a personal associate. So samipya is to be a personal associate of the Lord. So that's quite different from sayuja, which means merging into the Brahmajyoti. Then power phrase, may that lion be seated. Thank you, Uddhava Sandesh and Dana Kriya, the power duo over there with a power phrase. May that lion be seated in the core of the heart of every living being. Thus, with his resounding roar, may he drive away one's elephantine vices. That's sound vibration. Giriraj Swami, one of my favorite devotees at Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. If that's the authentic article, we have a message there from Giriraj Swami, so that's very encouraging. Thank you. And Namrata says, become the dog of a Vaishnav. That's some substance. To become very humble and meek and humble, and to become the dog of a Vaishnav. If you just do those two things, then you can come to the perfect stage in devotional service. Ankita. Why is pure devotional service always associated with the terms rare, hard to find? How can we positively reconcile this if we want to ultimately get pure devotional service, which is to please Krishna and his devotees and to evolve our attitude of achieving so? That's explained in the Nectar Devotion in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The rarity of devotional service is because in order to come to bhava, which is the preliminary stage of prema, and you can't get to prema without coming to achieving bhava, one first has to have asakti. And Rupa Goswami explains, and so do Jiva and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in their commentaries in that section, that attaining asakti, which means complete attachment to the Lord and total fixation on the process, is very rare, because most people like to multitask. And they do a little of this, a little of that. But Bhagavatam says, Tasmad ekena manasa bhagavan sattvatam pati shrotavya kirtitavyascha dhyaya pujasta nityada. With one pointed attention, one should perform devotional service, hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. And so they say, to these great acharyas, that it's rare because few people come to this point. The other reason it's rare is Krishna doesn't give away prema just to any old person. One has to be 100% sincere, and the reason is because when he gives prema, he's giving himself. Just like, think about your own life. Who do you reveal yourself to completely? Completely, with no hesitation. Who do you give your heart to? Unabashedly, with no hesitation. Can you say? You can write it in the chat box. No, I'm just kidding. You might not even want to do that, because first of all, you might not even think of somebody that you're able to fully disclose or have that kind of intimacy with. And sometimes you'll find even, the best friend you have, you may not reveal that innermost secret. Maybe not even tell what my anarta really is. It's very hard to give yourself to somebody completely. Well, Krishna, when he gives prema to somebody, then he's giving himself. In fact, is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Gyane prayasa mudapasya namante eva jivanti san mukharitam bhavadiya vartam stane stita shruti katam tanuvan manobir ye prayaso jitta jito pyasitaistrilokyam. When somebody gives him or herself to the process of bhakti so completely and becomes absorbed in hearing about Krishna and achieves this asakti, then bhava, and then comes to prema, then the ajita, Krishna, the unconquerable, becomes conquered by that person because of that love. It's a very personal thing. It's not just that Krishna's a vending machine. You put in your money and get it out. Ye yatamam prapadyante. Because in the material world, that's everyone's mentality. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshosti napriya. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. First part is, I'm equal to everybody. And that he's like, in the material world, Paramatma, whatever you do, he gives some equal back. Whatever you want, he gives back. But in the spiritual world, as Govinda, as Gopinath, Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya, if one becomes fully absorbed in worshiping him, bhajanti, mai te teshu chapyaham, you become one with him practically in love. And so then the reciprocation is inordinate. In the material world, it's tit for tat. You ask for this, I give you that. In the spiritual world, Krishna gives himself completely to the devotee. So completely, it said, the unconquerable becomes conquered by love. That's amazing. And that's why he doesn't give it out so easily. It's not a cheap thing. Prabhupada writes in the light of the Bhagavad, going back to Godhead is not a plaything. You really have to want to go. And in first canto, second chapter, 17th verse, Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna, in the purport, Prabhupada says, Krishna wants us to come back to Godhead more than we can desire. He said very few men want to go back home, back to Godhead. So it's rare because very few people actually really want it. And then it's rare because when Krishna gives himself, he is conquered by the devotee. And really, ultimately, that's the only price for devotional service, is your intense desire to want it, to have Krishna and nothing else. This is the beginning of asakti. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavito mati kriyatam yadi kritopi labhyate tata lolyam apimulyam ekalam janmakoti sukritirna labhyate. Rupa Goswami says that if you have lobha, or a very, very intense desire, it's called greed, for hearing about Krishna and serving Krishna, that's the price to develop that kind of intensity. It's all about the intensity of the desire. And if it's available somewhere, he says, you should run and get it immediately. Don't hesitate at all. Go for it now. Don't wait. Vadguna shuti matrena mai sarva guhashaye manogatir avichina yata gangam basomba dao. This is another definition given by Kapila Dev of this state of purity. He describes in the third canto the three states of devotional service in goodness, passion, and ignorance. And then he says transcendental devotional service is characterized by the way one's mind is attracted to hearing about Krishna without any abatement. And he gives the example of the Ganges. It goes to the sea without any hindrance. And if there is a hindrance, it goes around it, or goes through it or under it, but it doesn't stop ever. And similarly, those who are intensely engaged in devotional service are like that as well. And so that's why it's rare. And that brings us to time for a bhajan. We're leaving a few on the field here, quite a few. But what can we do? Can we be reminded next time to take it up where we left off? Let's hear from our esteemed managers of the questions. And they're still coming in. Hey, it's Gopal Champu. He says, it's said that one who is advancing a love of Krishna feels like he has no love for Krishna. So how does one actually know one is advancing in service? This is actually mentioned in the teachings of Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu listed the 9 symptoms of bhava. The 9 symptoms of bhava. And in those, he says that the devotee who's achieved bhava feels that he or she feels that I am not very qualified. And then it's explained that by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually the person is becoming more qualified, more and more qualified, even though he thinks he's not. This is due to the fact that, as explained in the Bhagavatamrita, that prema and extreme humility are practically synonymous. As one advances in prema, or on the stages that lead to prema, one's very intense humility increases, and one feels less and less qualified. You can know externally, to some degree, who's advancing in devotional service. In fact, that point is made in the Bhagavatam, in the verse Swapada. The verse is boy, all of a sudden the shlokas are drying up. This is a famous verse from Bhagavatam in which Srila Ishvara Puri had given to Evam Vrata Swapriya Namakirta Jatanurago Jita Chuta Uchar Hasatyato Rautiti Rauti Gayati Unmadavan Nrititi Lokabhayaha. Srila Ishvara Puri taught this verse to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just after he took sannyas, and he said that a devotee's heart melts when he becomes advanced in devotional service. By chanting the holy name, his heart melts, becomes softer and softer. This is one of the symptoms. So how do you tell? Some devotees, they show external symptoms, but somebody could fake that. Some people can and just fake that they're crying. In fact, some people do this, and they think it's a means, a practice to fake that they're crying for Krishna or something like that. But in the commentaries, the Vaishnavas, for instance, Madhvacharya says that there's only 2 ways to judge the advancement of a devotee on the path of pure devotional service. One is that person's steadiness, because you can't fake steadiness. You either show up or you don't. And the second one is that mukhya prasada. It means that the sound vibration that comes from that devotee is different. It's prasad. It's not born of envy. It's freed from the propensity due to envy to criticize others unnecessarily, so that oneself will look better. And so those 2 symptoms, he said, and no other. By the Madhvacharya says, by these symptoms and by no other, one can ascertain who is an advanced devotee. And then, of course, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, and Prabhupada quotes in the Upadeshamrita at the last paragraph of verse number 5, that the devotee who is advanced can be judged by how many other people that he or she touches who become devotees. That person verily becomes a touchstone. So how do you know you have a touchstone unless you touch things with it? And when you start touching that touchstone to other things, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, they turn into gold, then you say, oh, this must be a touchstone. So if a devotee is advanced, that devotee who comes in contact with others, and other people start chanting Hare Krishna because they saw that devotee. That's one of the ways that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the Uttama Adhikari to the residents of Kulina Gram. He said that very advanced devotee, the topmost devotee, is the one who, when others see that devotee, they start becoming devotees just by seeing or hearing what that person says, and they're like, okay, I'm also a Hare Krishna. If that person's a Hare Krishna, I'm a Hare Krishna. Whatever you do, I do. Well, anyways, somebody said something. I actually heard a voice.
Yes, Maharaj, this is Shraddha. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, Madhav Prem is having some technical issues trying to unmute himself. So,
Really?
yeah. So he says
That's
that,
a travesty.
yeah, I don't know. It's a new rule from Zoom that we can't, as the host, we can't unmute anybody. And we can only request. So he asked me to pass on this message to you that he will be able to bring up the questions, any questions left over from today into the next.
Thank you, Madhava Prem. He's so conscientious in his service. It's very inspiring. Thing is, if you get some service, even if it appears to be tiny, and you attend to it completely, it'll expand into a whole universe, and it'll actually take you back to Godhead. The smallest little service. It's so potent. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Neha bikramanashosti pratyavayo navidite swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. That if you just do a little devotional service, then you'll be saved from the greatest type of danger. And that comes out in the 8th canto of the Bhagavatam, because Bali Maharaj just did a little something, and he got more than the demigods, more mercy than demigods could ever imagine. Because Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardhan. He knows the sincerity in the heart of the devotee. And if you do some service with complete sincerity, then Krishna knows what your heart is, and the reciprocation is oceanic. And so that's the essence. But to me, if this is not a counterfeit, and we actually saw Giriraj Maharaj's name on the list here, that just made my whole month, maybe my whole year. It wiped out all the suffering of the COVID outbreak for me to see Giriraj Maharaj's name here on the list. Did somebody do this as a prank? If so, I don't want to know. We'll leave it at that.
No, Maharaj, it's genuine.
Is it a genuine article? Yes. You save this page. This day, we mark this day that His Holiness Giriraj Swami stopped in this place and put his imprint there. Hare Krishna. And now let's please have a bhajan. We're going to sing Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Boli to celebrate the fact that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here in this Kali Yuga. Talk about timing. Forget all the other stuff, all the other problems in this age. It doesn't matter. We're here at the same time, a few minutes after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here, and then after his representative, Srila Prabhupada, was here. So we're in the jet stream. We don't have to worry. This is just a jumping off place anyway. We're only here for a few seconds on this little pebble called the earth, and then we jump off to a new place. But because we're following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we're going to the topmost destination. And now we're going to sing about it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Avanti, give me the key, please. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachari Armarman Doya
Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachari
Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachari Armarman Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman. Hey!
Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman.
Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Doyal to nai hai, tonai he Emon doya tonai he mar ke prema de Emon doya tonai he mar ke prema de Doya nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Doya nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Hey! Doyal nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Ore aparada dure jabe pabe premadan Ore aparada dure jabe pabe premadan Vichartonai hai Vichartonai hai Oh name apara vichartonai hai Oh name apara vichartonai hai Doya nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Doyal nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Hey! Doyal nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Takon Krsna name ruche habe gochebe pandan Takon Krsna name ruche habe gochebe pandan Anuragto habe Anuragto habe Krishna name Anuragto habe Krishna name Anuragto habe Doya nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Doya nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Nachriyar marman Hey! Doyal nitai Chaitanya bole nachriyar marman Tako nanayase sapal habe jivera jivan Tako anayase sapal habe jivera jivan Jivanto Miche, Jivanto Miche, Krishna Rati Bina, Jivanto Miche, Krishna Rati Bina, Jivanto Miche. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marma. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Nachariyar Marman. Nachariyar Marman. Nachariyar Marman. Nachariyar Marman. Hey! Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Eshe Vrindavane Radha Shamer Pabe Darshan. Eshe Vrindavane Radha Shamer Pabe Darshan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended to the material world along with his first expansion, Lord Nityananda. They taught the process of pure devotional service. That process was perfectly encoded and explicated in the teachings of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Those teachings were passed down through the succession. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, in the most sublime and poetical way, rendered those teachings into his most precious books. And anyone who joins in the association of the Vaishnavas following the mood and method which Srila Prabhupada taught becomes a servant of the Vaishnavas, becomes very, very humble, overlooks the faults of others, and constantly chants Hare Krishna 24 hours a day. Reads all of Srila Prabhupada's books, takes Krishna Prasadam, and tries to give people the opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead, waking them up from the madness of the material world, the intoxication by the lower modes of nature that makes the living entity profane himself by taking intoxication, eating dead animals, and so forth. Such a person will be taken by the hands. The holy name will personally take such a person back home, back to Godhead, for following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, those devotees who have taken to this process, they're so happy 24 hours a day, even amidst the madness and the struggles of life. They don't mind, because they know that the holy name has them by the hand and is going to lead them back home, back to Godhead. So even as they're going to sleep at night and their hearts are beating, they can hear deep inside their hearts, Gaura Kripa Hole Hey, Gaura Kripa Hole Hey, Gaura Kripa Hole Hey. That's the heart beating. Gaura Kripa Hole Hey, Gaura Kripa Hole Hey, Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman. Hey! Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Bole. Nach Re Amar Man Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole. Nach Re Amar Man. Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman. Hey! Nachre Amarman, Nachre Amarman. Go Premanande! Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Haribo. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa. Sai Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraja Kacharya Stotra Shri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Ādi-līlā Pravishta Paramahamsa Babaji Shri Srila Gaur Kishore Das Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Ādi-līlā Pravishta Shri Srila Sakchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Jai Ādi-līlā Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shri Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Gaudev Vedanta Charya Shri Srila Baladev Vidyabhusan Prabhu ki jai. Jai Shri Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Chaya ki jai. Jai Shri Srila Krishnas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Jai Shri Srila Vrindavan Thakur Mahashaya ki jai. Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattas Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Sarup Damodar Shri Roy Ramanandari Gaura Shaktavarga ki jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Sagaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Jai Shri Antar Deep Mayapur Simanta Deep Godruma Deep Madhya Deep Kola Deep Riti Deep Jana Deep Modya Druma Deep Rudi Deep Patmaka Shri Nava Deep Dham ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Dwadasha Vanatmaka Shri Vraja Mandala ki jai. Dodasha Upavana ki jai. Shri Shamakunda Radhakunda Jamuna Ganga Tulsi Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhajiji ki jai. Jai Bhakti Vignavanashana Shri Nishingadev ki jai. Bhakta Pravara Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Shri Vraja Mandala, Shri Gauda Mandala, Shri Kshetra Mandala ki jai. Chari Vaishnava Acharya ki jai. Chari Vaishnava Sampradaya ki jai. Shri Hariram Sankirtan ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnavini ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Samveda Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Bo. Could everyone please unmute and say Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Say Hare Rama.
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 Hare Rama.
Hare Rama. Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare
Are the Hare Rama Hare Krishna people?
Hare Rama. Hare Krishna.
Or Premanande Hare Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.